Hi, it's Alex Cosper here on sattv.com. Today I'm with Rick Gott, who is a local actor in Sacramento. He also teaches at Thomas Charter School, and he founded a video series called Dark Pool we're going to talk about. So Rick, tell me about Dark Pool. I've actually seen some of the episodes. I'm up to episode 8, which is very stunning. It's a local film out of Sacramento. You're the creator. Tell me how it came together.
Well, thanks first of all for having me, Alex. It's great to be talking about the vision of Dark Pool. It's always exciting to get people interested in it and hopefully getting them to watch, because it's all based on building an audience at this point. So Dark Pool began for me at my school, in the Thomas Charter School. I do teach filmmaking and working for the camera, as well as other courses for kids. Aside from making their own short films and so forth, there's not a lot of opportunity. There's a lot of creativity here in Sacramento, but to just go to Hollywood is a little bit of folly. So I came up with this idea. First of all, it was not about Dark Pool, it was just about bringing my seasoned professional film friends. Some of them I've known for upwards of, well, I won't say, 25 years, let's say. A long time since I was an actor. And my young friends who are just coming out of high school, and I wondered what it would be like to bring them together in a creative process. So I went around to Dutch Falcone and to Frank Casanova at the Studio Center, and the Malmberg brothers with their partner Lynn Malmberg at Iron Mountain Films, and a whole host of other people who are helping me, Stanley Chan and so forth, and said, would you guys be interested in helping me try something, which is to get these kids busy? And that was the original intent, to just get young people started, see what happens, and maybe for us people with a little bit of season to us, a chance to get more creative. Commercials are great, industrial films and all of these corporate videos are terrific, and that's where the bread and butter comes for the filmmakers sometimes. But to just sit down and make a story is something that we miss. So I did that. So I decided, well, someone has to write something, and no one was, and I can do that. So I had this odd little idea for a story about a man whose 6-year-old daughter is kidnapped in front of his friends, his family, his wife, and everyone else in his life. And no one seems to care, including the wife. And I thought that's quite a question to ask. Why would that happen? We have these Amber notices out there that when a child is missing, and I think most everybody has the human response of, oh, I hope they find her. And we suffer over it until we hear the good news that they did find the child, right? And I just flipped it over and said, what if that wasn't the case? And that's where the inception of the idea came. Then it got crazy from there. It's about a story that became sci-fi thriller in its genre. It's about a guy who's in a situation that he doesn't really understand, that has to figure out how to find his daughter, how to find out why the candle turns blue. You'll know what I mean when you see the series. And what the heck is going on with the company Tesseract, which is a major financial investment firm worldwide that has made him the head of Dark Pool Investments. Dark pool is a term that the high investment crowd uses to talk about moving huge amounts of stock and money silently and invisibly by dropping it into what they call the dark pool. This is the big ones, Goldman Sachs and so forth. And they can manipulate their money and keep it liquid, unlike most other people. So it's a chance for them to have a lot of power. And why are they giving Jim Crawl, the main character, this job? It doesn't seem to fit. Nothing seems to make sense for the first few episodes, and then it gets stranger from there. So that's the inception of the idea.
I found it to be very relevant for the times we're in because of the financial meltdown of 2008 and the recession following that. It kind of exposes, in a way, in a humorous way, the financial industry's corruption, wouldn't you say?
Why? Who are you? What do you want to know? Yeah, I mean, we all suffered through that time period. I like to think that we're coming out of it. There's some evidence to that extent, but I do have some opinions about how money is manipulated and so forth. And a friend of mine was involved in the high-level financial industry for quite some time. His name is Philip Larrea. He has an internationally syndicated column out of Sacramento, by the way, called The Examiner. Check him out. He knows an awful lot about money, and he's sort of my go-to guy for like how money works. I don't have any myself, but if I did, I'd give it to him. And he's independent now, and he has left the high-level industry. But he was talking to me about my story and loved it. Just when it was in script form. But he said, "You got something wrong." At that point, it had a whole other title. It wasn't very good. I don't even want to mention what it was. It sounds like a lifetime movie title. But he said, your guy wouldn't just get a promotion. He'd be given Chief Investment Officer at Dark Pool. And he didn't just went on and just dropped that term in there. And I was like, hold on, go back. What did you just say? And he taught me about this Dark Pool term. If you go online and just hit Dark Pool and don't hit Dark Pool Film on YouTube, that's Dark Pool Film to get us, then you'll get a lot of people in front of whiteboards talking about money. And if you're interested, it's a really interesting topic. I don't think it's not illegal, but only about 5 companies in the world get to do it. And its ethics are questionable. So, but the story is not going to really dwell too long on money. Money is power, and that's where I'm heading with the story. To deal with who's got the power and what's going on. That big MacGuffin, that big question about the story has to do more with not who's manipulating the money, but what if it's that there are people who are trying to gain power and they still are in such a low level of thinking that they think money's going to do that? What if there's more to the picture than that? Keep watching, right?